Hey, Donna. I'm just trying to get, hey, Crop and Dimples. I'm just trying to get my stuff set up here. I'm going to do a glitter swirl tumbler. So let me find something to put this iPad on. My desk is a hot mess. Got stuff everywhere. I want to put this where I can see what you guys are saying. So sorry for the mess if you guys can see it. And for my arm getting in the picture and all that. Yeah, I'm starting with black because this is going to be a pink, white, and black glitter swirl. So I'm starting with a black base and doing just, you know, the glitter part right now. And then it'll have to turn for like 6 hours. So I've already got my epoxy mixed up. I've got my glitters picked out. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting the epoxy on. And y'all can see my iPad, I'm sorry. But the main thing I want you to be able to see is this right here. So right now I'm just putting the epoxy on. Get that put on. And you put a good bit. This is not like the epoxy glitter method. That's not what I'm doing. I am doing a swirl. So you have to have epoxy that is, you gotta have plenty enough so it'll move. So I mix up about 28 mLs. I know that's an odd amount, but what I do is I pour in my V part and then I mark on the cup with a marker where it was at, and then I just pour my A part to that line. But I'll be splitting this up. I don't know why I said that. Splitting it up. Why did I say that? Lost my train of thought for a minute. I'll be heating it up. I was thinking my heat gun, and then I said splitting it up. I'm going to be heating it up to make it move and swirl. So we'll get the, what we're calling this, you know, the glitter swirl. So you're back from your shopping trip, Donna? And you got your muslin, and you're going to be printing on it. I'm excited to see that. Oh, I'm sure it is. Crop and Dimples. I got this particular machine from Amazon. It was like $50 couple dollars. I bought a 4-cup turner that I mainly just put my cups on for their final. When I'm designing a cup, I use this one so I can sit at my desk and record if I want to. But I have a 4-cup turner that I bought from someone on Etsy. And it was $100, but it was on special. He was having an anniversary special. But you can get like a 2-cup turner or whatever if you want it. It doesn't have to be a 4-cup. You can get a 3-cup. You can get one with more than 4. But just look. I think Etsy's probably the best place to get them because people build, you know, they build them. This one was like built from a manufacturer. The one that I got from Etsy, and I was really lucky because I got it from a store or a place that's not far from me, about an hour from me, so I was able to go pick it up. And he built everything from wood, and he can customize it to what you want. We don't really have to worry about bubbles when we're doing this method right at the moment, but I do want to make sure I've got really good coverage over the whole cup. I've taped just the inside rim of the cup. Everything else is going to be glittered on the outside. And I, for the most part, like to do my cups like this. The first few I did, I make sure my cup's level. But the first few that I did, I left a rim at the top and the bottom, or maybe just at the top. It just depended on what kind of cup I had. So I think I've got all of that. I'm going to let this turn just a minute to let the epoxy even out. I'm going to go ahead and take my glove off. I'm going to let that epoxy even out. Can y'all hear me okay? Cropping dimples, it's fun. I've always done paper crafting. I still do some, not as much, but when I found this, I had seen this a long time ago and looked at a couple videos and thought, oh, there ain't no way I can do that. So and really at the time, I had invested so much in paper crafting that I just didn't want to take on a new type of craft because I didn't really investigate it far enough to see that I had a lot of what I needed. I just mainly needed the turner. That's going to be your biggest investment. If you've got, of course, you're going to have to buy epoxy, but I already had some epoxy because I've made resin pieces before. And I use the amazing clear cast I pick up at Michael's, and you can buy it in bigger bulk on Amazon, but I'm able to use a coupon and get it for so much cheaper at the store. And then I had glitter. I have a cutting machine, so I have that. You can get vinyl single sheets at Michael's for cheap when it's on sale. So, it's not something that takes a whole lot of money to get into, like, something else might. If you have a cutting machine already, your biggest purchase is going to be your cup turner. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start putting my glitter on. I'm trying to decide if I want to. No, I think I'm going to just do it from this side. So I am using mainly fine glitter. This customer does not want any roughness at all on her cup from the glitter. So I'm not using any real chunky glitter. Most of this is going to be a fine glitter. So I've just got to open these up. I like to pour them in a cup. Most of it's from Michael's, but I do have one called Disco Ball that I'm using, and it is from a company called Glitter Chimp, and I have been buying a lot from them. So I really like their glitter. And I like to put a piece of paper right under so that I can catch and salvage as much glitter as possible. What I'm working on here is just a cutting mat that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. And that's what I've got under for my glitter and my epoxy to fall on. But the epoxy should be good. It shouldn't be falling anymore. I don't know if I'm going to try to sand up first because of how my cup is turning, and it takes me just a minute to get a rhythm going with. See, I've already lost track of my. This black's hard to see on the black. Let's see. It's coming around here. Oh, Lordy. I just made a mess, but it's okay. It's going to fall off, and that's going to be one row, so I'm not going to freak out about it. It's fine. Might make it a little bit thicker over here. I'm still learning to do this glitter. I've not gotten it down pat to where I'm real super comfortable with putting it on yet. So that is one thing. I love working with alcohol inks. On my cups. Okay, next I'm going to use a pink that I also picked up at Michael's. It's a lighter pink. When I'm working up close, and you can't see a lot of pink there, it looks more white. But I do have another cut, and it's because it's on this black cup. But I do have another pink that's brighter. So it will show up more pink. That's like a real super light pink. Real super light, as you can see there. Okay, now I'm going to do some silver, and this is called Bling. It's also from Michael's, and it's so pretty. Actually, Donna, this is what I put the epoxy of your cup when I made your first cup I sent you. That almost looks white, but it is iridescent, and it's really pretty. You have the cutting machine. You have to get everything else. Okay. I would just start with glitters from Michael's, because, I mean, you just need some glitters to practice with, and then once you make sure that it's something you want to do, then I would, you know, if you want to get from the other stores, you can. Now, I will tell you that Michael's, you know, they've got the spin it, so you can get a cup turner there. Use your coupon because it's a Wear Memory Keepers, so you can use it. And I know these lines are not straight, but I don't think it really matters. Now I'm going to put on a brighter pink. This again is from Michael's. They've got a pretty good selection, Michael's does, at their store. And if you have a coupon, that helps too. Or like, I know there's a, I just got a coupon in the mail that's giving me 20% off until like the mid part of July. So that's off, you know, sale and regular price purchases. For the white glitter, I'm getting ready to see some color here, guys, because I've got some pretty pink. The white, I've got an idea that I might have to add some alcohol ink, but we shall see. Just to pick up some white. Now this pink is pretty, isn't it? I just mixed it, didn't mean to, but that's okay. This one is called Bubblegum. I really like that. That's pretty, but it's fading really fast into that black. So I might need to add some pink alcohol ink as well so we can get some pink going on. Let's see if it can hold any more. It just takes it in and then it goes into that epoxy. So it shows up some, but not very much. I've not got a lot of work time on this. I think I let my epoxy sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, so I've got to be working pretty fast here. Okay, so now I'm going to put some white glitter. And you know it's going to probably be hard to see too because of the black cut. I may have not thought it through very well. But we'll see. I'll figure out something. That's the thing with these cups. They're pretty easy to correct unless you're going for just a really kind of look. I don't know, just something very, very specific. But you can usually salvage them pretty easily. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to put some alcohol ink on this. That white showed up pretty good though, didn't it? It's so pretty. I like it. It's called Glitz. Glitz. Then I do have one chunky here that it's not real chunky, it's a mixology from Glitter Chimp. And it's called Disco Ball. And it's got a lot of iridescence in it as well. Okay, and let me grab one more cup to put my disco ball in. This is it here. So pretty. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, I got that an email or in the mail or something, the coupon. I think I might have got it today in my email saying that that it was good, like through the middle of the month or something. So on these glitters right here, this size, they're $3.99, so you can get them for about $3.20, I guess. And then the bigger size, they're $8, so you would be able to get them for about $6.30, maybe something like that. But they last. I mean, they'll last a long time. But starting out, I would just get the smaller ones. I don't think you probably need the bigger ones. I'll go ahead and start filling some of this in right here. There is a trick with the chunkier glitter. You have to really work with it and get it to lay down when you get it on that epoxy, or you're going to have some roughness to it. But you know, you're going to do a couple oh, that's really pretty. This little spot right here. Okay. And y'all are looking at this. This is supposed to be pink, black, and white, and silver. It's not looking too much like that, is it? But I'm hoping when I get the epoxy moving and add some alcohol inks. We're going to be in business. So I'm going to pull out those. Okay, so I'm going to bring my heat gun over here. I've got my alcohol inks pulled out that I'm going to use. I'm going to get this lid in here. Just going to knock some of that glitter off that didn't come off real good. And that's laying down pretty good. And you'll start seeing this move. It'll start kind of fusing together. Should start moving, I hope. If it doesn't, it's okay. I'll figure something out for it. Like I said, you can do a peekaboo tumbler, which is basically you put glitter or paint or something as your base layer. Then you paint over it. You can do a geode. You can, before you paint over it, you can put on some type of a shape. You can see right there that that's starting to move a little bit. Anyway, this glitter might be a little bit stubborn with me. I don't know. We'll see what it does here. Well, I'm going to add it to this one, the alcohol ink. Yes, you can use alcohol ink on these, but usually what happens is you start with like a white base, and let's see what happens here. It may not show up as pink. Right now it's showing up as like a, it says it's blush, but it's showing up as, it looks orange to me. I guess we'll see. And it is going to be a swirl, so being that it's running because the epoxy is running. So let's see what happens when we heat it back up. It's really starting to swirl real pretty, but I don't see this being a pink, black, and white tumbler, y'all. I think it's going to end up being something else for somebody else. I've got another color pink on here. Let's see what happens with it. It's a little bit darker of a pink. Some of this is really moving pretty, but it's definitely not what I was going for. I'm still new at this, cropping dimples. I've been doing the tumblers for probably about a month and a half now, something like that. And so I'm still learning, and here is a learning experience. I think regardless of how long you've been doing them, you're always going to have a learning experience. I hear a lot of girls saying that they learn stuff every day. And you can kind of move it when it gets melted or hot. You can kind of move the glitter if you put your heat gun close enough. I mean, I think this is pretty. It actually might would make a good. Bye, Donna. Thank you. Now I'll add some white. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, and it could almost be a. I know it's not looking at you. I see this. I can see it here, but I see it on the screen as well. And oh my gosh, those colors! That disco ball is gorgeous. So I'm gonna put some white on here and see what happens. That disco ball is gorgeous. Very interesting. I'm getting a bubble right here on the end. I don't know what that's coming from. I'm going to pop it and keep going. Crop and Dimples, I have a Instagram account. I share, I actually have two. I have a Tumbler account, which is the Tumbling Turtle. And then I also have Turtle Creations for You. And I usually post my cups on both of those channels. Or on both of the accounts on Instagram. I'm not liking the white. Oh good, there goes some of that disco ball glitter kind of falling down the side. That looks really nice. I think I can mix this white up hopefully. Make it move around a little bit. It's being stubborn right now. I still have that same place over here that's trying to form a ball. I don't know, or a bubble. I don't know why it's doing that. Got a little bit of epoxy trying to droop on me right now, but that's okay. Okay, we'll stop there. I'm going to add a little bit of the white glitter on top of some of these places here that I intended to be white, but it's not working out so great. Not like I planned for it anyway. Yeah, so that kind of tones it down a little bit. Yeah, this is nothing like I planned. It's okay. I learn. That's the fun part. You learn. You continue to learn and continue to learn. So I will let this spin for about 6 hours. I'm hoping the chunky glitter looks like it's laying down really well. So I'm hoping it stays that way. Um, keep getting this bubble, so I'm gonna have to sit here and babysit it for a little bit while it kind of settles. I've got my heater on. Sorry for my head if it got in the picture. A little bit there. Still moving a little bit right here. Do you have any questions I can answer for you? Hey, Debbie. How are you? I would love to answer questions while I sit here and piddle with this thing. Debbie, I'm making what's called a glitter swirl tumbler. And it was supposed to be pink, black, white, and silver. But I started with a black base. So, and it would be pink, black, white, and silver had I started with a white base. So I've learned a lesson here. So I'm just going to let it turn, and I'll epoxy it and do something with it, because I'm not going to let it go to waste, and I'm definitely not going to strip it. I don't see reason to strip it and start over, because it's really pretty. I probably could like add some stars. I think I have some stars in my next epoxy layer. I might add some stars to it. I don't know. I love that right there. That is silver to me, but when it gets in the light, it turns to this rainbow. It's called a disco ball. Is the name of the glitter from Glitter Chimp. Glitter Chimp, I was telling you about them, Crop Dimples. They sell 2-ounce containers for like between $5 and $7.50. Most of their glitters are like $5.15 to $5.65 for 2 ounces in a shaker bottle, just like this, labeled and everything. You're not gonna find that anywhere else. I mean, they really are, and they have like over 600 glitters. So, you know, I really like their. Sometimes their stuff's not in stock, like they're restocking this evening, so I'm gonna check and see if they've got some of the ones I've been waiting on. And so, but anyway, I like it. I think it looks good. I got a little bit too much of the disco ball in that one section, but I think it's gorgeous. I think white vinyl, putting a name or a quote or something in white vinyl on this would be, hey Denise, how are you? Would be great. So, thank y'all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. But after I put the glitter on, for y'all that weren't here, I put on some alcohol inks. So I added some black, white, and a couple pinks, and then tried to move the epoxy and get it all to kind of shift. Those white spots look really stark, but they're actually shiny. I think they're being overridden. They're glittery, I mean. I think they're being overridden by the other glitters. You can't really tell that they're glittery. But yeah, so I think it'll work out good once it's epoxied and something put on it. turned out really good. The chunky glitter is laying down really well. It's laying flat, so it doesn't look like it's going to be rough at all. Um, of course, it's going to need another coat of epoxy to keep that glitter sealed in, so I would be doing another coat anyway. There'll probably be 2 coats of epoxy on top of what I've done here. So, all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Denise. And I am going to get off here for now, but I will be back when I get me another cup painted and do what I'm supposed to be doing, which is a pink, black, white, and silver cup. So I'll probably be doing that either later this evening or tomorrow sometime. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.